Deborah, Roberta, Mark, and all the rest of you. Welcome to the Real Plans webinar, where we'll be going through a whole number of different things about Real Plans and what have you. Hey, Katie, can you create a question just to see if how many people actually have a Real Plans account, or those that don't? And also, how many people are doing the Whole30 and how many people aren't? I'd be kind of interested.
You got it.
Hi, Barbara. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Sally. Hi, AJ. I have a big old bunch of people today. So yeah, just to answer there, do you currently have a Real Plans account? And we're gonna, the majority of people do have a Real Plans account. Yay. And also, are you doing the Whole30? And we can go through there and talk about that. It's kind of a 50-50 there. Great. Good. All right. So that gives us a good kind of a quick understanding of who's who. And also, finally, hi, Paula. Hi, Dana. Welcome. Could you finally, there's a a message board here, right, Katie? People can ask any questions they want. If there's a particular topic that you want covering today, that I can go into great detail on if you want, then let us know, and just pop in your question into the webinar, and we will have those answered. Either Katie will answer them immediately, or she'll prompt me and I'll go into detail with it. So my name's Anthony Bartlett, and you're on with also Katie Thompson. So I'm the co-founder and the guy who built the thing years and years ago. And Katie Thompson is my right-hand lady, chief operating manager, who has her finger in all the pies, and we'll be here. And the two of us together will hopefully answer as many questions as we can. So without further ado then, I'm going to start sharing Real Plans here on the screen so you can see everything. Marvelous. Like that. We'll put that one over there like that. Okay, great. And then let's get going and talking a little bit about what Real Plans looks like from my perspective. So of course, you've got you've downloaded the app on iOS, on the App Store, on the Play Store. But I'm going to be demonstrating a lot of the principles today in Real Plans on the desktop. So really the starting place to really get going is in settings. And heading off over to my meal plan here. And here is a great place. Hi, Renee. A great place for you to start. So I just clicked on the little tab, little settings thing here, and clicked on my meal plan. And this is where a lot of the goodness is. Now, you will have got asked a few questions and stuff like that when you're kind of whisking through the plan. But basically what Real Plans is about is that we come up with a plan for you to then edit each week based on your preferences. So you would have got asked, for example, what equipment do you have in your kitchen? Because we don't want to be serving up, hi Nancy, we don't want to be serving up, any old recipe. We want recipes that you can actually cook. And so this page is a great starting point for you guys to make sure that you dial it in exactly how you want. And this just means that you have the right number of recipes on your plan, and also they are the right food for you and your family, no matter how you're set up. Hi, Leslie, welcome. So what we're doing here is we've got this diet type here. So this diet type, you've no doubt picked your poison or what have you. You said, okay, gluten-free or what have you. And you might have a more restricted diet like AIP, or even some of you will be FODMAPers. Now, if you are gluten-free, and of course, some of you, as you pointed out, are Whole30 people, these diets really only are exceptions based on what you can't eat. But in our experience, hi Linda, we add what we've given you here is the ability to add what you don't or won't eat. So as a family, you may decide, for example, that you're gluten-free and you guys are not into mushrooms, like that. So that might be your diet, your specific private household diet. You're gluten-free and you're not into mushrooms. That might be how you do things. Now, this is just if you're excluding an entire food group, and there are many. We've split out the whole gamut of what food means to all of us, and we've split it down into food groups to help with diets. Now, also, you can exclude things within a food group. So you see here you have fish. Now, you could just say get rid of all fish, but maybe it's just salmon you're not partial to, which means you can put salmon in here. You know, I just typed it in this box here. And hi, Sadie. Hi, Jocelyn. Welcome. And here you can see you've got all your salmon in here, and you can select all of these ingredients because you have a bunch of recipes that have something to do with salmon, and you're putting them over here like so. So this is a salmonless, gluten-free, mushroom-free type of diet. So I saved that. Once I've saved it, now Real Plans has that diet locked in for you, which means that when you go to the recipe box and you look up anything, it's all going to work for you, provided that you have that My Diet checked, which we'll go to in a minute. But that's how you fix diet. So there's stuff that you can't eat and then stuff that you won't eat as a family, and you can handle both. Okay, so next, schedule. The schedule is essentially just putting on how many recipes you want to cook in a given week, and also whether or not you want leftovers, which is really quite important. And so this leftover thing means that if you do have it on, it'll double your ingredients in this case. So I'm feeding 4 people. I'm going to have another leftover of 4 servings one time. And I'm going to do that 3 times a week. I've decided for lunch, I'm going to have leftovers from dinner. I'm not thinking about having lunch menus. And here I'm thinking, you know, maybe I'll just have like one breakfast. Now this applies to Whole32, of course. You're able to put the quantity of food that you actually want to make, which is super important. And you can change this over time. But certainly don't overwhelm yourself and think that you're going to cook 21 different meals, you know, 3 breakfast, lunch, dinner times 7, when you don't have to. Now, also in customized scheduling here, this will lay out now. I've got 3 different meals here, and this is where the leftovers are going to be scheduled. So it's no mystery what's going to happen. This is how it's all going to be laid out for you. But you might also want to, you know, maybe have something on a Friday night, and you can either say, I want this specific recipe each week to show up in my plan, or you can say things like, you know what, I want to make sure that I don't have to do anything more than 15 minutes worth of activity, cooking time on that Friday night. Friday nights, you know, we want something quick. So you can go to town this thing. And now, be careful if you filter yourself out of getting any recipes. If you ask for a recipe that can do this as Indian cuisine, done under 15 minutes, has only 3 ingredients, and also you can put on the barbecue, you may find that you'll be struggling. So if you save this, I didn't actually know that. I haven't tested that particular case, but I was trying to use an example. So what happens now is I can update my plan or update all my future plans if I'm already working on, you know, maybe I've already shopped my current plan. And then that creates for me my meal plan. So there it is. The meal plan is cooked. So let's go and study and see what happened and how this meal plan came up. So here it is. So I have one breakfast, as we said. Oh, it's rather luxurious. Roasted peach, cherry sauce over yogurt. You know what? That looks so good. I'm going to create a leftover out of that. Watch what I do. I drag it and have it on Tuesday as well, which now means leftover. But I'm now going to have it not only on Sunday, but I'm going to have it on Tuesday as well. So now I'm going to be buying extra this and extra that in order to make it happen. And here we have now the rest of the menus. And I can minimize this to go and have a look at all of the nice images. You'll notice these yellow things here mean a leftover. So this is only, and I really want to impress this upon you. You know how much easier it is to edit someone else's email or edit someone else's relationship? They're having a tough time, you know, and you say, oh, have you spoken to him about it or whatever? But it's a lot easier to edit other people's lives and work than it is to just come up with a blank slate every time and go, okay, what am I doing this week? That's what this is about. We give you an example of what might work given the parameters that you have, and you can move these things around all you want. You might go, okay, so I know, for example, I really love white chicken enchiladas. And if I have a look, oh, I've got chicken. Instead of those lettuce cup things, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the enchiladas. Look, I just exit it out, drag this across, put it in, and off we go. Boom. And maybe, you know what, I'm going to have a salad with that. So I can go here, go and grab a salad, and then here are all the salads. Start something simple. There we go, simple salad. Boom. Okay. All of these changes that you've made to your Whole30, to your AIP, to whatever you've got going on, you have now created your week. And that's really the first step, is to plan out what it is that you're going to do. The next thing is to shop it. Now, shopping, you just think, Katie, is it all right for me to announce the Amazon Fresh thing? Be okay, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought you guys would like to know, we haven't told anyone public yet, but we're about to launch the Amazon Fresh one as well as Instacart. But you can just click on this button. It'll be the same for Amazon Fresh, and all of this stuff will get delivered to your door. Now, maybe you don't want all this stuff delivered to door, or before you go to the shops, you want to check what you already have. Now, this is where it's really fun getting this on your cell phone, if you haven't already, clicking on the shopping list and walking around your, especially with I think with spices, I too often forget what spices I actually have in the spice cabinet. And as a result, I end up overbuying spices. I don't know if anyone else has that experience, but you basically can go through before you even start and go, okay, we're good there. We're good on the paprika, got the cumin. You know what? I do need some more garlic powder and I need some more whatever whatever's going on. So you basically can go around before you go to the shops and check off what you already have so you don't buy more stuff. Now, the other thing about this shopping list, which is really cool, is that you can remove stuff and add it. And I don't mean remove by checking it off. I mean literally remove it. So maybe you bought a large vat of apple cider vinegar, and you decide that you don't want to be told each week to keep buying apple cider vinegar. So you can say that you always have it. So you hone the shopping list, you change the shopping list to make it right. Another way of thinking about things is that if you want to have snacks, maybe you want to have a set of ingredients that you always have on hand in your house. So in this house, we always have almond butter, for example. Almond butter. Here we go, almond butter. So the almond butter, you can buy this. You can buy this every week. So here you go. You can just do that like that. And if you go every week like this, it'll mean that the almond butter will be added every week to your shopping list. Now, it doesn't mean you need to buy almond butter every week. It means that you check for almond butter. It's a prompt. It's a reminder to go and check on your staples as you go around. Oh, Diane's got a hand up, but I bet you Katie's dealing with you already. Okay, so once you've added the almond butter there, then this is what I have. You see, I make sure that I have the almond butter there. I make sure I have chicken stock on hand. I want to make sure that if I have any leftover vegetables, I can make a little soup or something like that. Here's my Achilles heel. I like to have ketchup in the house to stick on my eggs. It's the only, thing I can't, it's my little weakness. And sauerkraut for breakfast. So there's lots of things that I do that I check every week to make sure that I have some of these in the kitchen. So there's a fully fledged, wonderful shopping list application that allows you within a meal planner that makes sure that you have everything that you need to move forward. So here's the plan, here's the shopping list. And there are many ways of kind of searching through these recipes, which is quite fun. You can undo the diet to see everything you've got going on, but you can do things like show me all the entrees that, for example, have only 3 or less ingredients. And by ingredients in this context, I mean not salt and pepper. We've taken that out. But here are some very simple recipes that you can make very easily. And, when you're dealing with ingredients, another wonderful place to go to do some planning. So check this out. Now I'm going to, although this looks like quite a good meal plan, I'm going to let it all go like this with this eraser. Clear the planner. And I'm going to go in a completely different direction. Watch this. Now, hopefully this doesn't confuse you, but I'm showing you options. This is a tool that you may use in different ways many times over the next few months as you kind of get into real plans. But look at this. You click on Manage Pantry here. And then you, in here, can put in the ingredients you already have in your kitchen, and we'll tell you what recipes you can already make. Isn't that fun? And also, if you click on Important Ingredients here, then it'll show you the next most important ingredient to get, according to a little bit of code and some wizardry, to unlock even more recipes that you can already make. So there are lots of ways of getting to stuff. You can print stuff out, you can copy, if you wanted to copy the plan from another week, you can copy this plan and put it, sometime in the future, you can do that too. And so there's lots of different ways of working with real plans. Katie, how are we doing over there?
We're doing good. I have a couple of questions that probably fit now before we move on to importing and that kind of thing. Paula asks if she can have her menu auto-populate with recipes from more than one kind of diet.
Now then, if you go into over here, let me show you. Customize scheduling. These are actually all the filters that you can use in order to decide on something. But you can go with cuisine, you can go with different things, but you can't do diet. Diet is something that you would add. So the whole meal plan is on the premise that it's working on one diet. We actually played around with having profiles, so dad has this diet, mom has this diet, and the daughter has this diet, and we're trying to kind of fit it all in, and it got really confusing. We were trying to follow the Netflix model, where everyone has their own shows that they can see. But ultimately, you're going shopping one time, and the household quite often will sit down together and eat the same meal, but then you maybe have like different sides. So what we recommend if you're wanting to have different diets inside the same plan is to take the predominant plan, the one that you want to have, most of most of the time. And then you can open this up, you can uncheck this, and then from here, you can go and grab whatever you want. So let's say I wanted to go vegetarian. You could go and have a look at all the wonderful vegetarian recipes and add that to your plan. So I think that's the answer, Katie.
I think so. Following that, which is, I think, probably a similar way to handle it, we have Dana who asks, can you build on what you've already done? Use leftovers for a build on recipe later in the week.
I think, again, so we've played around with leftovers too. Leftovers in our context is taking a recipe and kind of moving that on and kind of going over there. Now, we started playing around with, there are some really great, tools out there that, everyone has pros and cons. There's a company, a meal planner, for example, called Fresh20. Don't know how wise it is for a CEO of a meal planner to start quoting other meal planners, but there are some really clever people out there. And they just have 20 ingredients each week that will allow you to have your plan, and it's all like dialed in completely. But it doesn't have, the con of that is it doesn't have the same flexibility as you have here of adding recipes and doing things and kind of changing things up. Now, what you can do though is that you can write little notes for yourself here, and you can say things like, use up the potato, or whatever you want to do to remind yourself what it is that you're going to be doing. And also, because when we have tried to kind of play around with leftovers and use the chicken from this and the thing from that, it ends up being that your teenage son goes in and has a late night sandwich with it all in. And in real life, unless you're quite fastidious and able to exactly portion out exactly what you're doing, it becomes a bit of an academic exercise. So after years of really trying to have that kind of a holy grail of, every single stalk and spring onion has been used in one thing or another, we more go down in terms of food waste and all that kind of stuff, we go down the philosophy that the fact that you are buying ingredients that actually go into recipes, then you are already above average in terms of not wasting food, because it's all going into your fridge and you're using it that week. And if you do have some leftover, and also checking off the recipe box so that you don't buy more of a certain thing. Maybe you have mushrooms left over from the week before, which you don't need to buy again in order to make that omelet. So in terms of real plans, we systemize what we can and what the computer is really good at doing, and then we try and back off other areas. Maybe that was too much information, but I thought you deserved a good, solid answer.
I like it.
Yeah.
That wraps up our questions, but I think it might be fun to walk through how to import a recipe, because that's always a popular one.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, here you got this recipe box over on the left. And by the way, thank you everyone for sticking around. I'm super stoked. I'm looking at this whole list here, and people like super engaged and have been really wanting to know what this is all about and how to deepen your understanding of real plans. So I have a lot of gratitude for everyone on this call. There's Recipe Box here, which is a really lovely presentation of the recipes, and the pictures are really big and you can really kind of get into it. Like, I didn't notice that chicken pot pie crumble until I see this one is amazing. It has like almond flour, and you cook it and it feels like a crumble. And so if you're gluten-free, you can have that crumble type kind of thing going on. But in here on this screen, and I think in search on the mobile, you can import a recipe, and you go here and you can do two things. You can either point it to the URL, or you can do it manually. Now, let's point it at something and see what we can do. So you go to a site, whatever site you like. Let's go to let's go Let's go to this is what started it all off. So let's go here. Let's go to some scrumptious recipes, and let's go to a main dish here. And then let's scroll down here. Katie, anything take your fancy down here?
I'm really wanting those grilled peaches. It's the wrong time of year for them, but
The grilled. I think it's because of that breakfast that we had right at the beginning. So here's a page that has a recipe on it, you see, and it has some stuff, and it has a bullet list of directions and a numbered list. Numbered list of directions and a bullet list of ingredients. And you can take that and you can put that in here. You put the URL and you import it. And what happens is that now what we do is we go through and we figure out, you know, what's the image. If there are multiple images on that page, we would do it. So look at this. I'm being like very arty right now. I'm going to take the corner of that page like that. Oh yeah, done cropping. So that's now my image in the system. And look, it dropped in the ingredients and the how to prepare. Now, if you're on another recipe, let's say you're on some page that has all kinds of pop-ups and advertising this and that and stuff, you can still copy and paste this in. Now, you can't share this recipe with other people. We do that on purpose because we take licensing very, we're respectful of other people's content, what I'm trying to say. But you can, you know, it's like noting down a recipe and then using it. People don't put recipes on the internet in order to not have them used. So here it is. And you can change things, like you can kind of add the season. You can say what the main ingredient is. In this case, it's fruit. There you go, fruit. And then you can save it. And it'll tell you, oh, now you see I got 2 of the 3. If you don't add a few things, we're like course, season, and main ingredient. So this one here, let's call it a, was it a breakfast? Would you call it a breakfast? Grilled peaches and something? No, I think it's more, I'm going to call it an entree. I want this to pop up. It's the main dish. Okay. So now when I save it, what it does is it takes this block of text and it recognizes everything that's an ingredient. God, it even knows what Dukkha is. I don't know what Dukkha is. Does anyone know what Dukkha is? Katie, do you know what that is?
it's these sprinkles that you put on top that are like fish seasoning.
Oh, wow. Okay, very nice.
I think that's right.
Well, it knew all about what to do. I love it when Real Plans is kind of more intelligent than I am. So there it is, and then it puts in the category. So when you go around the store, it's all in the right place, and then you confirm it. It says here there are lines with no unit of measure. That's all right, because you don't need a unit of measure for peaches and stuff. And you confirm it, and now it puts this recipe into your Real Plans for you to use as often as you like. It even says imported by you. And now you can just schedule it and do what you want with it. Isn't that wonderful? I haven't imported a recipe in a little while. I'm going to put it in for next Thursday. I'm going to go to the meal planner. I'm going to go and have a look at it. There it is for dinner. Now, if everything is going well, we should find some Dukkha in my shopping. There it is. And you can make your own Dukkha. Oh, now we're going down a rabbit hole. Make your own Dukkha. Look at that. Do you want to add the recipe? Sure. All right. I'm going to go back to the planner and go and have a look at my Dukkha seasoning blend. All right.
Now we'll really see if I'm right or not.
Wow, look at that. Hazelnut, sesame seed, coriander seeds. Cute. I have those. I have those. Hazelnuts, I'm in Oregon. Hazelnuts is a favorite. I don't have any right now. There's a farm shop down the road, though. Well, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You need to have, and you need a food processor, of course. But then that's the Ducal seasoning. Well, who knew that this entire webinar would be overtaken by a specific ingredient and now a recipe? And I honestly didn't do that to show off real plans, but that was pretty cool right there. And what's great is that now, if you go back to the shopping list, you know, when you make your own, look, now you've got all the ingredients instead of the Nara Ducal will you find on this shopping list. Instead, you'll find all of the ingredients over here. So anyway, I hope that that helps you. And I wanted to thank everyone for joining us today. It's now half an hour in. And I wanted to kind of say one more thing. If this really strikes a chord for you, and it's you're struggling financially or anything like that, let us know. We want to help you out. These are crazy times right now. And if you have a friend who you think is a good idea, this is how it works. Love you to tell your friends and have them join as well, so that we can just have lots of good people eating good food. We want to be in as many households as possible, so that we can encourage people to eat really good food and feel good about themselves and have good energy. Yeah. So there we are. Katie, we good?
We are.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining, and you have a good day and happy cooking. Go and eat some Ducal. We'll make it. See ya.
But joy.